Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here. The 2024 NBA Finals is locked in. We've got the Dallas Mavericks versus the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown versus Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. Two very good teams. This is going to be such an exciting finals. But who's winning the NBA championship? Who's winning finals MVP? Well, you know what? I got an answer for it. What's good? It's DimmyM7. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Hit that like and subscribe button because I guarantee you it will make the finals 10 times better. Now with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about these two teams. I want to start off with the Dallas Mavericks because they were absolutely the most surprising team for me in these entire playoffs. Look, I'm not going to say that they were like, some kind of huge underdogs or anything like that. Some people actually did have them as like their dark horse to get out of the West and get to the finals. But I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I was not one of those people. I did not have them beating the Oklahoma City Thunder. I did not have them beating the Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't know. I mean, sure, I thought Luka and Kyrie were going to do great. I mean, they are great players. But I just thought both of those other teams were just more well-rounded, especially after seeing what Minnesota was doing with Denver in the games that they had won. I know it went 7 games, but still, that defense was crazy. Turns out it doesn't matter when you've got such an incredible backcourt like Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. They've been able to find so many ways to play with each other perfectly. They completely complement each other's games with their floor spacing, with all their skill sets. Their ability to score at will while also getting their teammates involved in so many different ways and facets has been mesmerizing to watch. It's been super exciting. And talk about some clutch shots for both of these guys. I mean, they've got the clutch gene. We already knew that. Now, as far as the NBA Finals goes, we've seen what Kyrie does when he's in the finals. That man puts on a show no matter what. I mean, come on, he hit one of the most clutch shots in the history of the NBA Finals. We already know that. But it's Luka Doncic that I cannot wait to see on the biggest stage. And to be completely honest with you, there is a lot riding on Luka in these playoffs. I mean, his entire narrative and his trajectory in his career could change so much with an NBA championship this year. And in my personal opinion, there is a lot that is being put on Luka's shoulders on this stage now. I mean, listen, we already know that Luka's great. We already know that he gets his numbers. He's already been putting up like historic numbers. He's on a historic scoring pace. We already know that. But if he can go off in the finals, if he can put up those Larry Bird type numbers and win an NBA championship, the trajectory of his career just skyrockets. Given that it's Luka, given that he lives for these types of games, I'm not expecting anything less than absolutely terrific performances from the guy. And then you go on the other side of the spectrum with the Boston Celtics, namely Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. As I said in a previous video, there is so much pressure on the Boston Celtics and their two superstars to win the championship this year. They have objectively gone through one of the easiest roads to the NBA Finals that we have seen in recent memory. Basically, every team that they have played to get here has had their star player get hurt either before the series or during. And because of that, the expectations for them to win these championships just multiplies. Save for the fact that they have already been in this position before. They've been in the NBA Finals just a few years ago. Couple that with the gigantic contract that Jaylen Brown got. I mean, you've got these two guys for a reason. It is time to get results. I mean, people have been talking about this duo and how they can work together for years now. Now it is time to cash in and get the job done. And I would be remiss not to mention the fact that Kristaps Porzingis is expected to be back for the NBA Finals, which just adds a whole other dimension to this Boston Celtics team. This team, 100% healthy during the regular season, was just destroying everybody, especially their starting five. And the way I see it, they match up very well against the Dallas Mavericks. You got Jrue Holiday, who can guard Kyrie or Luka. You got Jaylen Brown, who's been playing excellent defense. The question really just comes down to, will they show up when it matters most, because they have a history of not doing that. Another thing that really makes these finals so exciting is this is just an entire blast from the past for both teams. I mean, think about it. Luka's going to go up against Porzingis. They were teammates and they just didn't work out between the two of them. Porzingis was actually very vocal about that, I think, on JJ Redick's podcast. And then everybody knows about Kyrie's history with Boston. Let's just say that Boston does not like the guy. The type of things that Kyrie is going to hear when he plays in Boston during these finals, I just wouldn't wish it on anybody anywhere. But with all of that being said, with everything that we have seen from both of these teams, who do I think is going to win the NBA Finals really comes down to execution, consistency, and above all else, being clutch. So going off of that note, I do believe that the Boston Celtics will be winning the NBA championship this year. Again, when healthy, they've been the best team in the NBA. They had the best record. And quite frankly, again, that starting five was historically great, putting up unbelievable numbers, both with regular statistics and advanced stats. Now, that's not me saying that this series is not going to be great. It will be. I could see this thing going literally 6 or even 7 games. But I do believe that Boston will ultimately close the deal. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown will finally show up when it matters most, and they are bringing a championship back to Boston. As far as Finals MVP goes, I think it's going to be Tatum, but listen, Jaylen Brown has been great in these playoffs as well. Frankly speaking, he's actually been a little bit more consistent, I think, rather than Jason Tatum, but we'll see what happens in the finals. And again, as a reminder, this is just my opinion. I could obviously be wrong, just like I have been over the last couple of rounds. Who knows what will happen? Either way, I think we're going to be having a great finals. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Who do you think is going to be winning the championship? Who's going to be winning Finals MVP? And until next time, guys, peace.